Hello everyone, thank you for watching my YouTube video again. So this is another video about biological psychology. For this video, I'm going to let you know some very important structure and then a function of our endocrine system, or sometimes we call hormonal system or emotional system. So after you understand this video, so you will know why sometimes you get very frightened, or sometimes you get very tired, or even some people why they have the stress or the emotion affects the immune system and make them very weak. Right? Before we start this video, so if you not yet subscribed my channel, please do so, and please like and share my video to your friends. All right. So on the screen you see the topic of this video will be endocrine system. Endocrine system is talking about different area or different glands of human beings. So it's very essential and necessary about emotional life. Okay, so we start from the top and then until the bottom. Right, so first you see is something called hypothalamus. So if you have already finished viewing my last video, and you will know hypothalamus is very necessary for human being hormonal system. It's more or less the controller of controller. So you say pituitary gland is the master controller of our endocrine system, emotional system. So you can say hypothalamus is the controller of the controller. Because why? Because hypothalamus, you see, is structure regulate hunger, thirst, sleep, wakefulness, and most of the involuntary mechanism, including body temperature. Hypothalamus is an area actually regulate or control all our involuntary mechanism, involuntary movement. Involuntary mechanism or involuntary movement means the area you can't control by yourself. Okay, so for example, if you want to raise your hands up, this is not involuntary mechanism. This is something about voluntary movement, because your mind determines the movement. But involuntary mechanism basically means some organs, the movement organ. For example, your digestion. For example, your heartbeat. For example, your liver. This is really a lot of things relate to your emotional. Okay, so that's why. So if you are very stressful, your digestive system will get affected. Okay, so that's why hypothalamus is an area very important for regulating your breathing, regulating your heart beating, regulating your sleep-wake cycle. Okay, so that's why you see this is the importance of hypothalamus. And of course, from my last video, so I previously told hypothalamus actually determine the reaction of pituitary gland, because when hypothalamus receives a signal, so something like, for example, is very dangerous, so that will further release hormones to trigger the pituitary glands. And pituitary glands, because it's a master of human emotional or endocrine system, so that's why pituitary glands more or less like switch the button on, and there are lots of different reaction about our emotion will probably happen. Okay, so right after hypothalamus, you see another structure called pituitary gland. Okay, so pituitary gland is a master of human being hormonal system, and then this is the only structure of endocrine system actually inside our brain, because all other glands, all other area of our endocrine system actually are within our body, right? Okay, so pituitary gland, you see, control all other endocrine glands, infant growth, metabolism, and regeneration. Okay, so that's why you see pituitary gland is like the father of our endocrine system, the higher ranking individual of a very big corporation, because pituitary gland actually determine everything, all the operation of our whole endocrine system, because pituitary glands actually activate all the reaction of our emotional life. Okay, so that's why pituitary gland affect your growth, metabolism. Okay, and then a lot of human being growing patterns, so actually get determined by pituitary gland. Okay, so pituitary gland is a very important structure of our endocrine system, because they're the starting point of a lot of emotional reaction. Okay, so and then after pituitary gland, you found another gland called thyroid gland. Thyroid glands regulate your energy and metabolism. So that's why if you are very energetic, so thank you your thyroid glands, because thyroid glands making sure or regulating your energy. Okay, so that's why when you feel very tired, you don't have motivation for doing anything, perhaps you got some problem of your thyroid gland. Okay, so after thyroid gland, you found parathyroid gland. So parathyroid gland is a gland to secrete hormone necessary for calcium and absorption. Okay, so that's why when you see calcium absorption, you think of your growth, right? So that's why, so if you are like adolescents or children, so you normally grow pretty fast. So you have to say thank you to the parathyroid glands, because parathyroid glands allow you for a good absorption of calcium. This is necessary for human being growth, right? And then you see a pancreas. Pancreas is a very famous gland when talking about like diabetes or insulin, right? So that's why I believe you previously already heard this gland, pancreas. So this is something H2 digestion of protein, fat, and carbohydrates produce insulin, we control blood sugar. So that's why you somehow heard people say when people with diabetes, they normally have insufficient amount of insulin because they have problem of the pancreas. So that's why pancreas is very important for digestion of proteins and glucose. Okay, so that's why people with diabetes, just because they don't have a functional pancreas releasing sufficient amount of insulin, so that's why they have to take insulin injection. Okay, so they have to go to see doctor and give them an injection of insulin, making sure the sugar, the blood sugar, get digested effectively. Okay, to the pancreas. All right, so on the right hand side you see thymus. Thymus. When you talk about thymus, you talk about T cell, right? Thymus. This is antibodies. So thymus is a place help be resistant to disease because our T cell get produced by bone marrow, but our T cell get trained up for fighting with bacteria or virus somewhere here, right? Thymus. Thymus, you can think of this as a training camp for the T cell, training up them for fighting with virus and bacteria from the environment, right? Okay, so this is another gland called adrenal gland. So always when we talk about adrenal glands, people think of stress, right? Stress hormone. This is very correct. Okay, so that's why you see adrenal glands secrete 100 compounds, including the cortisol, adrenaline, with how to react emergency. Okay, so that's why when you feel very stressful, when you see the environment very dangerous, okay, so those information will properly get transferred to your Hypothalamus, right? So and then finally go to your cerebrum, and then your cerebrum determines something that's very vital, very important. So the cerebrum will get the information to your thalamus, then the thalamus transfer the information to the hypothalamus, and the hypothalamus determines your pituitary glands for releasing or waking up your adrenal gland. And then that's why finally your adrenal gland can start releasing cortisol. Okay, for cortisol, you can think of this as something like stress hormone, or adrenaline is kind of stress hormone. Stress hormone once get activated or released, so that will make your body very alert and focused for fighting with like something very dangerous or threatening. So that's why your heart beat faster, and then your body, your muscle get very tense and then very focused when fighting with this kind of stuff. For example, being students, when teachers say this is a surprise examination or whatever, and then your adrenal glands will release sufficient amount of adrenaline or cortisol, and it makes you very focused. But of course, when this condition got prolonged, so you got too much of cortisol, so this is probably something to affect the immune system, and then you're no longer capable for fighting with disease or bacteria, because this is like proportionate. So when you get too much amount of cortisol, you get lesser amount or lesser effectiveness of your immune system. So that's why it's very necessary to cope with the stress well. So cortisol adrenaline is good for short-term fighting with dangers, but when prolonged, so your immune system get affected, right? So now we see the last adrenal system called ovaries. Of course, ovaries for females. For male, we have testes, right? For releasing testosterone. Okay, so ovary influences how your blood circulates and determine your mental record of your sex drive. So testes for male and ovaries for female. So once you mature, so ovary probably will be a structure making sure you will be capable for reproduction. Okay, so releasing eggs, releasing ladies for releasing eggs for mating, like for with sperm from male body. So because of testosterone make male sexual aroused. Okay, and the ovaries, of course, make ladies sexually aroused. So this is good for reproduction and mating. Right. So this is everything you have to know about human being endocrine system. Always when talking about endocrine system, keep in mind we are talking about something about your emotional life, everything related to your emotion. Okay, so this is the end of this video. See you next time. Bye.